Continuing with our Patriots roster reset for the 2020 season, I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Evan Lazar. We went through all the offensive positions, so now we're looking at the other side of the ball, and we're going to start with linebackers. The boogeymen are no longer, obviously we've talked about them a lot this offseason, but they need needs both on the inside and outside. Who do you like in the draft for inside linebackers?
Yeah, we'll get to the outside guys in a second, which I think is maybe even a bigger need. But on the inside, I think that the biggest thing is that behind Dante Hightower, who is getting up there in age and has a $12.4 million cap hit for the 2020 season, which I'm sure the Patriots are going to try to figure something out with that number and get it down a little bit for Hightower. It's basically Hightower and Jawan Bentley. They did sign Brendan Copeland, who's kind of a special teamer, fringe roster type player. So inside linebacker becomes an immediate need for the Patriots to replace Jamie Collins, to replace a little bit of Kyle Van Noy's production. I think we're looking at the draft. There's two guys in the first round that I would like to circle, and that's LSU's Patrick Queen and Oklahoma's Kenneth Murray. Both of those guys are extremely instinctive, fast football players, physical against the run, do everything well at the linebacker position. I would say Queen a little bit more than Murray, but both of them remind me a little bit of Gerard Mayo coming out of Tennessee. Of course, Gerard Mayo would then get a chance to coach those guys with the Patriots if they do draft them. In the second or third round, kind of day two guy, Malik Harrison from Ohio State is just a old school thumping, run stuffing linebacker that does have a little bit more athleticism to play in coverage. He's essentially a bigger version of a Landon Roberts, right? Just a bigger, taller, faster version than a Landon, but he has that same kind of bring the hammer type of mentality to the run game.
You mentioned outside linebackers might even be more necessary to kind of bolster that position. There will be a lot more emphasis on Chase Winovich, who was very solid in his rookie season, but definitely the expectations will be a lot higher for him. But who else do you like for that position in this upcoming draft?
Well, they lost 1,100 edge snaps with Van Noy and Jamie Collins leaving in free agency. Van Noy, remember, played 90% of his snaps on the line of scrimmage at outside linebacker last season. So they basically lost two starting outside linebackers with Collins and KVN leaving in free agency. So this becomes another need that I think could be addressed as early as the 23rd overall pick in the draft in a couple of weeks. And the guy that I think a lot of people have talked about at that position is Zach Bond out of Wisconsin, who at the Combine Sierra called himself a mini Kyle Van Noy, actually. He said if there's one player in the NFL that I kind of model my game after, it's Van Noy. So he's the type of guy that's a hybrid linebacker. He can play a little bit on the line of scrimmage. He can play a little bit off the line of scrimmage at inside linebacker. He can drop into coverage. He can play the run from both positions, but where I think he's at his absolute best is rushing the passer. He's a really good pass rusher, really good with his hands. He's got enough of explosiveness in a first step to turn the corner. He's got a good inside counter, and he can really be active on stunts and different types of line games that the Patriots like to use where they wrap players around picks and things of that nature. Bond is basically a prototypical Patriot through and through. The only kind of knock on him is that he has broken his foot, the same left foot, twice in 2017 and then again in 2018. So that's going to be something that they're going to have to monitor from a medical standpoint. But on the field, this is a guy that does everything well and is a very intelligent football player. He reminds everybody a ton of Kyle Van Noy.
Well, for all the rest for our Patriots roster reset content, head to our website at clnsmedia.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Patriots Press Pass.